Reggolution, at last, you're here. It is time for you to make a choice. If you choose the blue cup, you have the choice between Dexter from the show Dexter or Joe from the show You. But if you choose the red cup, you pretty much get the same thing.
Dude, it's awesome.
Remember, all I'm offering is a cup.
Can I also change my name to John Wick?
Try to catch me howling at the moon.
I'm your co-host, Nick Flair, alongside
The Reggolution.
and welcome to Red Cup versus Blue Cup.
This is the segment where we take two separate entities and have them go in a 3-round battle where we want you, the viewers, to decide who the victor is.
And this week, we have a special treat. From the Netflix show You, it's Joe Goldberg squaring off against Dexter Morgan from the Showtime show, Dexter. So anyway, what we're going to do right now is the Reggolution is going to pick from the red cup or the blue cup. He doesn't know which one is Joe. He doesn't know which one is Dexter. When he picks, he's going to have to roll with that person and defend them for 3 rounds. So the stage is yours, Mr. Reggolution. Make your choice.
All right. What am I going to pick? Am I going to pick red versus blue? No, I'm going with my favorite color. It's blue. Who do I got? Joe Goldberg.
Joe Goldberg is who you've got. Now, Mr. Reggolution, this is round 1. You have to pick the topic, and then you will have 90 seconds to defend Joe Goldberg to that topic. What is your topic?
I am going to go with intelligence.
Let it be known that Mr. Reggolution has chosen intelligence as the first round topic. You have 90 seconds, Reggolution. Proceed.
Let's set the stage for Joe Goldberg. When it comes to intelligence, this guy was surrounded by intel. In season 1, he worked in a bookstore, and wall-to-wall books is what surrounded him. Now, the fact that he was smart enough to probably pick on a couple of different series of books, such as Nancy Drew, Sherlock Holmes, he reversed engineered his killings, figured out how to get away with murder. On top of that, he probably picked up a book on how to build a plexiglass chamber. And within that plexiglass chamber, he figured out ways to kind of make his victims feel comfortable. And this would have been in the fact of, creating a drawer where you could actually feed them, nurture them, get them a little comfortable with the fact that they're about to die. On top of that, my last point when it comes to intelligence is his social media hacking abilities. It takes a digital wizard to understand and pinpoint where his victims are going to be, who they're friends with, what their network looks like. Location-based GPS. He's a master at that.
I believe your 90 seconds is up. I was hoping that you would not resort to the social media acumen of Joe Goldberg. He is quite impressive in that. However, you have not done enough. Please count me in as I defend the intelligence that is Dexter Morgan.
In 3, 1, 2, 3.
Dexter Morgan, blood splatter analyst. Now, in season 2, my personal favorite character, Lieutenant Dokes, surprise, actually makes note of a couple things. He notes that Dexter graduated from medical school at the top of his class. He chose a career in blood splatter analyzing to, feed his ego and to get into the real profession that he's into, which is taking care of the streets of Miami via serial killers. In addition to graduating at the top of his class, top of his medical class, blood splatter is no easy business. You have to be able to determine and pinpoint the times in which these heinous crimes occurred. You have to be able to determine the location, the trajectory of the blood. You have to be able to know all kinds of things. And on top of this, Dexter was able to hide the evidence from a number of important people. We're talking the FBI, the CIA, even his own sister. He was able to hide the evidence that he was collecting from these important people. And that is why Dexter Morgan is a more intelligent character than Joe Goldberg.
You raised some valid points there, but I feel like your arguments are just a little too one-sided within the realm of blood splatter.
Well, that will be for the people to decide. I believe it is now my turn to choose a topic.
You may proceed.
I'm going to choose a topic that Joe Goldberg has absolutely no chance in. That is fighting ability. Again, Lieutenant Dokes notes that in season 2, he says Dexter Morgan studied jujitsu, and this skill of mixed martial arts is on prominent display throughout the entirety of the series. He takes on large individuals, small individuals, individuals with multiple fighting skill sets. It's no match for Dexter. Dexter has never lost in a fight. Dexter rarely uses excessive force because he's so well trained in the martial arts that he doesn't have to. On top of this, Dexter Morgan is severely dazed. He never takes steroids once in the show, but you would think that he does. That is why Dexter Morgan, his fighting ability, is a better character than Joe Goldberg.
Now, jiu-jitsu, that's a really fabulous technique.
Fabulous.
But when you combine intelligence and you combine fighting ability, when you look at Joe, he is more of a lover than a fighter. But his ability to actually pull off combat moves and pull off his killings is by far one of the best I've seen. Cold-blooded killer, and he does it in stealth mode. Now, don't let the scrawny build fool you with Joe. Again, worked at that bookstore. He probably stumbled across Bruce Lee's book. Bruce Lee was, he wasn't that broad. He was like ripped, but he wasn't like a big D's guy, but studied martial arts. He picked up on a few things. And did you see the size of Joe's head? Everyone recognized the size of Joe's head. That's a weapon in itself. Scrawny body, big head. Imagine getting knocked out with that. Now, his cat-like reflexes adds to his ability to kind of, hide behind the scenes and then pop out at the right time. Think about that for a second, Nick Flair. And there's some points in times when he's fighting, he randomly stumbles across just a random object, and he uses that to attack his prey. Now that is an ability in itself, to randomly find objects. That's it. That's what we got for fighting abilities.
I thought I had you cornered. I thought I had you cornered with the fighting ability, but you nailed it with Joe's head. The scrawny build is what I really wanted to pick on, but you went for the head, and that was a smart move. It's not up to me, though. It's up to the people. So we're going to have our third round is going to be our closing remarks. We're not going to have to respond to each other. We're going to pick a topic of our choosing, and we're going to close this battle out. You can start.
My closing remarks are this. When it comes to Joe, we've talked about intelligence. We've talked about his fighting ability. Now, I told you, he's more of a lover than a fighter. And passions of crime is what he has committed. And when you think about that for a second, that's more intense. That's more, emotionally driven, emotionally charged. In a sense, he's losing himself because he loves so deep. Think about what he did to Beck. He knew, listen, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. That selfish desire relates to the fact that, you know what? I need you in my life, but at the same time, I don't need you. He also, like, if you also remember in season 1, there was Paco, the kid from the neighbor kid.
I remember Paco.
Joe references, states to him, sometimes you have to do bad things to the people you love. Think about that line for a second. That's profound in itself. So what I want to say right now is that Joe cares too much. But is that really a crime?
When you kill people, it is.
But the motive behind it is love. We all need love.
That's his closing remark. Mine is this. Dexter Morgan had a code that he lived by. It was called the Code of Harry. Dexter Morgan knew from a young age that he had some tendencies that other children didn't have. Namely, the tendency to want to dispose of other human bodies. But he did not let that distract his moral compass. So Dexter Morgan channeled all of his rage, all of his energies into only destroying other serial killers. He made sure he crossed his T's, he dotted his I's, he dotted his J's, and he made the swirly mark on the S. He did all of that because he did not want to make things incorrect. He wanted to make sure that if he was cleaning up the streets, he was taking the right people off of them. Dexter Morgan has a heart of gold. He dedicates himself to cleaning up the streets of Miami, and he's a solid citizen. He's a better person than Joe Goldberg because he doesn't do things out of selfishness. He does things because he wants to make the world a better place. And that is why Dexter Morgan is a stronger character than Joe Goldberg.
But he doesn't have a big head like Joe Goldberg.
It's pretty big, though. It's pretty big.
Joe's is massive.
It's pretty big. So, if you like what you saw here,
it's a weapon of mass destruction.
If you like what you saw here, please click that like and subscribe buttons. Also, click that little bell thing. Ding. It lets us know we're doing a good job. Plus, it allows us to bring more content to you, like Red Cup versus Blue Cup.
We also want to know your thoughts, right? This is all part of the segment. So please comment below. What did you think about Joe versus Dexter? Who do you think is the victor in this series? We want your thoughts.
What about nothing?
Be a part of something.